Hello, dear friends. Welcome to Kardec Radio, where we're here to nourish our souls. I'm Norah, the host of this program. Thoughts by Joanna, Angelis, and our beloved Divaldo Franco. Oh my gosh, every week, every message, every lesson, it's so powerful, transformational. Can't stop saying that. And it's so beautiful because it's almost like the curriculum of this book. We start off like soft, and then as we're progressing into the book, the messages start to become more elevated, right? The expectations of the student, right, quote unquote, us as universal students, as we're applying these lessons, we're growing into them. And so, friends, always remembering and keeping in mind, right, to tune into our mentors. At the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to inspire us to really go into these messages and what they mean and be in a place where it feels safe, always a place of safety and love. There, we're always growing, we're always moving forward, and that's God's love for us. And let's do an activity. Let's place our hands right here in our hearts. Take a deep breath. And then with whatever hand, I'm gonna use my right, just knock in the heart softly. Knock, knock, knock. What would come out if we were to knock in our hearts today? That is the lesson. So it's really, really nice today. I know I keep saying this over and over, and we'll continue. But oh my gosh, this today's message is super like needed. It's a reminder. Love reminders. Oh my gosh. It says here, friends, let's read. Real assets bear no weight and occupy no space because they belong in the realm of emotion, a domain that is unburdened by possession and passions. Such assets work on behalf of people's true happiness because they are never lost. No one can steal them and they don't depreciate. Ever current, they are magnificent, for they illuminate our lives, right? So as we are knock knock in our hearts, what blessings comes out? What really comes out? What are our priorities? In other words, right? And friends, and living in such a time, and it's so beautiful and respectfully saying this, right? On the other side of things too, there's a lot of pressures, right, from society, from our family or friends or social media, the news, everywhere. We're always being fed all this information of, what should I own, what should I have, what is my value, what is happiness in life, right? To really go in there. And sometimes these messages, especially, let's say, social media right now, right, we start to see a lot of these images that show people from a particular social class that are in a place where, you know, they define happiness as that. And not everyone can be in that situation. While we're not judging their blessing, the the question for us really comes in, well, what is my reaction? Do I feel less? Do I feel that my life is not worthy because perhaps I may not be able to go on these, vacations or own these particular type of things? And then we start to belittle ourselves and our lives, and we start to think like, oh my gosh, like, does God not love me? Like, what's my point of living? And these questions are so valid. I too have had those conversations with God in so many ways, friends, and really what Joanna tonight, or whenever we're listening to this, is telling us that right there is not the main part of our life. The component and the thing to work on is on that realm of emotion. That realm of emotion is just for us to have a visual, friends, right? Really think when we did the knocking right here, it really is this space that comes within us. It's this state that we have to build, right? We start to co-create all of these things. We have so much knowledge today. We're working on our, around morals as well. We have sciences, so we start to piece things together in our lives, and all these things come in. And that's exactly where John is saying, when it comes at the end of the day, you really want to say, what is important and how do I define myself, right? Can we do it in this space? And the answer is that there is no value. There is no in between this or that. There is no if you have this. This is not a condition, the conditions, right? Or ultimatum space. This is a space that's free for all of us to enjoy and to grow from and to learn and to expand and to progress and to take this realm of emotion, this space, this energy with us, right? Because if we're walking, it's coming with us. If we sit down, if we smile, it's with us. If we go swimming, right, it's super hot. This realm of emotions, this balance of emotions, they come with us. They're a great meter for us to navigate our day to day. And that's what Joanna is saying. Like, stop to think about really how beautiful and how precious this is. In this book, Happy Life, in page 53, this is like basically it. Happiness is possible for you. So let's say we are looking for happiness, right? And we feel, well, is it possible? It is. She says, believe it and strive to achieve it. Here's the thing. Don't put your happiness in people, places, or things so as not to be disappointed. Happiness is an inner state resulting from the well-being that leading a dignified and serene life provides. Even in the absence of money, social standing, and health, happiness is possible if you practice resignation and put your trust in God. And this here, it's so beautiful. And we can all be here like, oh yes, and woohoo, we all raise our hands and 2 thumbs up and woo, right? But we all know at the end of the day that this message is tough. I've been in place, I'll share something personal just so you all know the work that it takes. I was in a very committed relationship. And I remember the day that this had to break. I had to part ways. This was one of the most difficult things, friends. But in this experience, as time elapsed, I realized that I had put my happiness on this relationship. So when that was not there anymore, boy, was it hard. Things that can happen when we are not in this state, right, that Joanna is trying to help us. We get depression, we feel like we're not loved, we start to have, all sorts of thoughts, could be suicidal, all of these things begin to happen in our lives because we're not in this place, and it's been maybe 5 years? Yes. Oh my gosh, 5 years, friends, still doing the work. So it's not easy. And thank you for letting me share this, because sometimes I think it's so good for me to share a little bit, because this book too is like working amazing things inside myself. That's why I'm saying, like, friends, it's not easy. But if we try every day, it's possible. When we used, this time capsule idea of it has, is, and will be, with these wise words in the Bible, Philippians 4:12, we have this description, right, where we know it's like Jesus telling us this. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. This right, this is Jesus, like, this is the norm. It means that life is going to have this, and he knows, or he or she, it, the divine source, like, knows that we're in this situation. So instead of us sitting and saying, still being stubborn and looking at it as, I'm here, my goods are here, my happiness is here, love is here, how do we think Jesus did all of this, right? There is a beautiful message. This is not a spiritist book. Hi, but it's so beautiful, friends. I really recommend it. It's called Jesus Today. Experience hope in his presence. Oh my gosh. There is this part that really touched me. Asking the mentors for inspiration for this message. Even I mean, I'm getting goosebumps here because it really comes down to that human experience, which we know in Spiritism, Joanna de Angelis is all pro. She really is. So how do we think this realm of emotion, or how do we think we're gonna get to balance our emotions? Well, we're gonna have to work, right, as she has in the book, The Psychology of Gratitude. We gotta work those shadows. We have to come in this human experience and we have to feel. That's the way we work this. And this particular um, um, statement, it's like I feel like we're at the end of everything, right? We're kind of like, well, what's going around me? And then we like start hearing like this little voice, right? It says, begin by acknowledging how frustrated and upset you're feeling. Oh my gosh. And then Jesus saying this to us, pour out your heart to me. Simply releasing your pent up feelings does you a world of good. Knowing that I hear and understand encourages you even more. Ask me to increase your awareness of my presence with you. Continue talking to me and listening to the depths of your spirit for my response. Oh, my friends, when we are again knocking in our hearts, seeing what's coming out and looking at our priorities and hearing this, connecting with the divine, we're good. We are supported. We are encouraged. We are loved. But you see, friends, for us to be able to be in that state, even in this message, it's really looking inward and giving the value to these other things, not the exterior. So to finalize this message, love is knocking. And when we open the door, friends, what are we going to see? Where are we going to walk through? Endless opportunities, amazing things that God has for us in our lives. And it's so beautiful, and life is beautiful. And it's nice to think that we're going to be okay, right? Joanna de Angelis through Divaldo really gives us a beautiful message like, hey, keep working on their emotions, keep trusting God. You are going to be okay. It's going to all work out. Friends, isn't it beautiful? I really, really love this message. Spoke personally. I hope that as we're studying this together, we too have experiences. I really wish this was a classroom where I could just, we can all be sharing our experiences. But at the end of the day, friends, for this week, even if things happen and we can't get up and it's really difficult, let's pick ourselves right back up. Let's ask the mentors. Let's ask God. Let's ask Jesus. Mother Mary has so much support. Call a friend. Let's do something. We're going to get up and let us focus inside of us and work on that love. Let us work on that love and let us work on those emotions to be good. Friends, thank you so much for this message, and the mentors too, and for your time and for everything always. Let us not forget to tune into other programs here at Kardec Radio, and that we are loved. Until next week, same place and time. Bye, friends, and stay safe. Especially here in the summer heat, please, friends, stay hydrated. Bye bye.